Hey everyone! Thank you for meeting me here for our VBS training meeting. I'm so excited about all of you who will be joining me for our Shipwrecked Vacation Bible School in just a couple of days. I'm really looking forward to a great week with you and a whole lot of kids. First things first, I will be sending you a video along with an attached training handout. I encourage you to read the handout as well as watch the video. This video will give you the basics about the week and more of the big picture and what you can expect as a station leader or a crew leader, but the handout will have a lot more details about what you can expect every night, so be sure to check out both of these things. Our theme for the week is Shipwrecked, Rescued by Jesus, where kids will learn that God is for them and with them, whether they are lonely or scared or struggling or worried or when they make mistakes. Every child truly will be able to relate to this theme and to these Bible points, and I'm hoping that each and every child to walk through our church doors next week will confidently know by the end of the week that Jesus cares about them personally and has the power to rescue them from life's greatest challenges and toughest circumstances, and that He truly is the hope of the world. This will be a tropical beach adventure that they will not forget. As a volunteer, you will either be a crew leader or a station leader at one of our awesome stations, or an assistant to one of those. Our Shipwrecked crews will be the groups that the kids will travel in each night. So as a crew leader, you have the best job. You're a chaperone, and you get to travel with your group to all of our awesome stations every night. You get to build relationships with the kids throughout the week because you'll be with them every night. You'll have a lot of time to get to know them, to engage them in conversation, to listen to them, and to have fun just making memories with them. It's the best job. So you'll be a chaperone, but you're also going to become a buddy and a friend who really gets to know them. So be prepared to engage the kids, to talk with them, and to really get silly with them too. The kids love to see the adults getting silly. So don't be afraid to jump in there at every station and have a really, really good time with the kids. An important thing that I want you to remember is that we are all, as volunteers, windows into our church family. So make sure, especially on the first night, that you greet the kids with a smile and a handshake or a high five or a hug. They'll come in with name tags, so you can even greet them by name. Be really intentional about greeting the kids every single night. Make sure they all feel really welcome and really cared for when they're with us, so that they really feel safe and loved at our Vacation Bible School. Make sure also that you greet the parents with a friendly hello. Introduce yourself so that the parents feel comfortable leaving their kids in our care for the evening. And again, we're the picture, we're the glimpse that these families get to see into our church. So we want to be sure that we're really thoughtful and intentional about how we interact with everyone and to be the best hosts that we can be so that everyone has a really positive experience. You guys always do a great job with this, and I know that this year will be no different. So thank you for all of your help with that. Along with being their buddy and their friend, a big part of your job as crew leaders is to keep the kids in your group safe throughout the week. And a big part of this is checking for allergies when you get to the Tropical Treats Cafe every single night. Kids will have name tags with specific food allergies listed on it, but this year we're not using lanyard name tags. We're using our electronic check-in system name tags, the sticker labels. So they'll be on there, but they're not going to have really bright colored stickers on their actual name tag. So the kitchen is informed of every kid and every group that has food allergies, but you will have rosters with you throughout the night that will have star stickers next to every kid in your group with a food allergy. So make sure that you just check your rosters, make sure you know who has what food allergy, and then work with the kitchen to make sure that you get alternate snacks when necessary. When you get to the stations, the station leaders, you guys, have a huge job leading the activity or lesson wherever they are. They're responsible for teaching the Bible content, driving the Bible points home, getting it all done within 18 minutes, which is so tiny of a time. And they have to do that 5 times in a row every single night. So Your job as crew leaders is to get involved with the kids and keep them on task and help the station leaders wherever it's necessary. If we could have crew leaders sitting with kids at the tables at the cafe and at science, or sitting among them during Bible adventures and at KidVid Cinema, that would really help us with crowd control and to help keep everything running smoothly while the station leaders are focused on teaching and leading, and hopefully then not getting too much interruption in that time frame. I have one tip that we did last year that worked really well that I would advise you to do again. We all have groups of 20 kids, okay? So you're going to be traveling with a group of 20 kids. The best and easiest thing to do is to create groups of 5 within your 20, because a lot of times at stations, they'll ask you to get into groups of 5 or 10 or split up. And so if you have groups already made of 5, that makes it really quick and easy to split kids up even further. So for instance, at Imagination Station, which is science, there'll be 8 tables with 5 kids each. You'll travel with another group of 20. So maybe at the first night of Imagination Station, have the kids group up into 5s and tell them that's the group that they're going to be with every time at science, every night at science. And then you can use those same groups if you need to split them up for games. Or you can take your roster simply and break them into chunks of 5 and do it before they even get there. Either way is fine, but it does help the week run a lot smoother if you have them in groups of 5. All volunteers will be wearing tropical blue t-shirts this year, as well as name tags, to be easily identifiable by kids and by parents. So make sure you pick up your t-shirts at the welcome desk before the night begins on Monday night. I will also have them available Sunday, tomorrow morning, in the fellowship hall if you are able to grab one then as well. Name tags will be available to you at the welcome desk when you come in Monday night. So what time should you be there Monday night? If you could be there Monday night by 5:40, no later than 5:40, come into the Wesley Center. You can make sure you have your name tag and your t-shirt. You can find out where your crew will be sitting, where your assigned seating is. You'll have a few minutes to check over the roster, check for food allergies, and kind of get yourself together before the kids come in. We will be opening the doors for children at 5:50, so that gives you 10 minutes to kind of get ready for them to come in. The night after that, if you're there by 5:45, that should be fine, but you're welcome to come as early as 5:30 every night. We will be in there getting ready and running through some things, but you're welcome always to come in and prepare at your designated seating areas. At each seating area in the Wesley Center, crew leaders, you guys are going to find a tote bag next to your spots. So it'll be a colored and labeled tote bag. These tote bags will actually travel with you throughout the entire night. If you've been with us before, this tote bag will take the place of our big buckets. Inside your tote bag, you'll have your roster with all your kids' names. Again, the stars will allocate the allergies in your group. You'll have a first aid kit in there with a couple things that will help if there's an emergency of some sort. And you'll also have your schedules, which do change nightly. So make sure that you're checking your clipboards in your tote bags every night for all of those things. You'll also find a God sighting light bulb in a little plastic container. And I'll explain that in just a few minutes. Beside your tote bag, you'll also have a change challenge bucket. And these are going to be colored sand buckets where we will collect the loose change that kids bring in throughout the week for our ever popular change challenge. The mission organization that we're going to be raising money for this year is the Bear Foundation. The Bear Foundation is a Christian foster care organization that has become very dear to the Robeson family over the past 2 years as we've begun the adventure of becoming a foster family. Over the past year, we've had 2 kids through foster care through Bear living in our home. And both kids came to us at first with nothing of their own except for a backpack from Bear filled with some comfort items like a fuzzy blanket and a stuffed animal, and coloring books, and necessary items too, like a new toothbrush and pajamas and bath products. And we were able to see firsthand how much those backpacks meant to these kids who were scared and confused from being pulled from their homes. And so the money raised will go to help fund these backpacks for other kids being placed into foster care. And also, Bear is desperately in need of diapers and they would love to be able to buy bedding sheets and like bedding sets as well for these foster kids who have nothing when they go into care. And I'm really excited about this opportunity to give back to an organization that gives so much to kids in need day after day. And they do it all with such hearts of gold, and in the name of Jesus, they are truly an incredible organization. Crew leaders and station leaders, you will want to listen every night for the toucan twister between rotations before you send your crews to the next spot. So you're going to have a timeline to follow on your schedule, but sometimes we get backed up in a station and Kelly and I have to kind of like quickly modify the schedule by a minute or two. So just make sure that you're listening. It's an obnoxious sound. You won't be able to miss it. But it's called the toucan twister, and it will make an obnoxious sound when it's time for you to move on to your next station. So we are going to try really hard to stay right on schedule, but listen for that before sending your group to the next one. Otherwise, we get really confused and we have way too many kids in one spot. The other really important thing to know is that elementary crews will be rotating using the downstairs hallway of the church, okay? And the preschool crews are going to... I'm going to move my camera, I'm sorry. The preschool crews are going to be using the upstairs hallway. And this way we ensure that there's not too much chaos with elementary and preschool kids passing each other in the same hallway. So we've done this before. It works really well. So elementary, when you're going from science, which is down in Fellowship Hall, and you need to go to Bible in the chapel, use the downstairs hallway to get there. Then you go out the chapel door and around to games. Preschool kids, you're going to stay all upstairs hallway as you pass, and everything should work out really well. Our God sightings this year will be designated by little white light bulbs that we will use to light up our giant lighthouse by the end of the week. So after you finish your snack each day in the Tropical Treats Cafe, you usually have about 5 minutes where you have some extra time where kids are done. And that's a great time to kind of huddle up in your groups. You could even use those groups of 5 that you made and pass the light bulb around and have kids share their God sightings, ways that they've seen God at work in their life, in the life of someone they know recently. Kids love to share their God sightings. So make sure you make time for that. That will become a really special time for your group to kind of huddle up and share how you've seen God at work. And then at the closing celebration each night, I will have a song and I will call up one child from each group. If you could have someone chosen, that would be really helpful. But pick one kid from your crew to carry the light up during that song, and they'll pass the light to Kelly, and Kelly will put the light bulbs into our God sighting light strand. And it's going to be a beautiful representation of all the ways we've seen God throughout the week, with a ton of lights up the lighthouse at the end of the week. So that's pretty much it. Thank you so much, you guys, for all you're doing to prepare for Vacation Bible School and for all you're going to do throughout the week of Vacation Bible School. It is a wonderfully exhausting but life-giving week, and I'm convinced that we have the most amazing crew of leaders and volunteers at Chum. And a week like this simply cannot happen without people like you who are willing to do this and to serve in this way and to love kids in the name of Jesus. And so I just pray for the Lord's blessing on our week, and I ask you to pray with me for that, and pray for the hearts of these kids, before they come to us, that their hearts would be prepared to hear the messages of the week. Pray for the volunteers who will be helping all week long. Pray for me and for my assistant Kelly, if you would. We're just really hoping and praying that kids can experience God in a new and deeper way this week, and that they'll really connect to the Bible points and to the Bible stories, and that they'll be hearing all week long. We know that the gospel has the power to transform lives, and my prayer is that lives will be changed and transformed this week, and that hearts will be softened to the truth about God and to his love for us. So thank you guys for everything that you're going to do. I cannot wait to see you guys next week at VBS. Take care.